Why we love people who can't love us back. They say love hurts, but sometimes it's not love that hurts. It's chasing someone who was never emotionally available to begin with. And the most painful part, you might be emotionally unavailable too, without even knowing it. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that haunts modern relationships: emotional unavailability. Why do some people pull away just when things start to feel real? Why do others always chase after the distant and unavailable? The answer may not just be found in behavior, but deep in the unconscious, where Carl Jung spent his life exploring. Let's uncover how Jung's theories of the shadow, the persona, and individuation can help us understand the invisible walls that keep us from truly connecting. We all carry a social mask, the version of ourselves shaped to meet the expectations of others. Jung called it the persona. It's the face we show at work when we pretend we're fine. It's the tone we adopt to sound confident, even when we feel unsure. It's the curated identity we present online, carefully filtered to seem successful, happy, composed. The persona is necessary, to some extent. It helps us function in society, avoid conflict, and maintain order. But when we over-identify with the persona, something begins to happen. We forget that it's only a mask. The more we suppress the messy, complicated, vulnerable parts of ourselves, the more we begin to live a double life, one visible to the world and one buried beneath the surface. Over time, we might wake up feeling hollow. We may sense a growing gap between who we are and who we pretend to be. And even in the middle of friendships, partnerships, or social gatherings, we feel alone. Why? Because we don't trust that we'll be loved for who we really are. So we perform. But the cost of that performance is connection. Everything we hide doesn't go away. It becomes part of what Jung called the shadow, the unconscious container for the traits we reject, deny, or fear. Think of the emotions you were told were too much, the desires you buried to be accepted, the behaviors that earned you shame or punishment. All of that, anger, envy, insecurity, sadness, gets cast into the shadow. But the shadow doesn't stay silent. It leaks out, in irritation we can't explain, in judgments we cast on others. In the distance we feel from people who trigger something in us, something we're afraid to name. Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. When someone's neediness annoys us, it may reflect the part of us that longs for closeness. When someone's boldness makes us uncomfortable, perhaps it mirrors the confidence we've been taught to suppress. And until we face our own shadow, we'll keep projecting it onto others. We'll keep blaming the outside world for what we're afraid to meet within. These projections create invisible walls, silent, unconscious barriers that prevent intimacy, honesty, and true emotional contact. So how do we tear down the walls? Jung believed the answer lies in a deep, lifelong process: the journey of individuation. Individuation is not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. It means confronting the shadow, not to destroy it, but to integrate it. It means removing the mask, not to isolate ourselves, but to show up more honestly. It's the path of claiming all parts of ourselves, even the ones we were taught to fear. This journey is not easy. It requires us to examine our wounds, question our beliefs, and admit when we've been wearing armor instead of being open. It asks us to sit with uncomfortable emotions, to trace them back to their roots, and to offer them understanding rather than judgment. And slowly, as we reclaim the disowned pieces of ourselves, we begin to feel different, more grounded, more present, more real. We stop needing others to complete us or validate us, and instead we meet them as equals, not to impress or to please or to play a role. but simply to connect. From that place, walls fall, not because we force them to, but because there's nothing left to hide behind. The walls within us don't collapse overnight, but they begin to shift the moment we turn inward with curiosity instead of fear. So how do we begin? First, observe your reactions. When someone triggers you, pause. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with them?" try asking, "What part of me is being reflected here?" These emotional reactions are shadow signposts. They point us toward the parts of ourselves we've forgotten, rejected, or misunderstood. Second, notice the masks. Throughout the day, ask yourself, am I showing up as I am, or who I think I'm supposed to be? The persona isn't wrong, but if it's all we live through, it becomes a prison. Begin allowing moments of authenticity. You don't have to reveal everything to everyone, but offer a little more truth each time. You might be surprised by how others respond to your vulnerability, with relief, not rejection. Third, reflect, often and deeply. Journaling, therapy, meditation, art, these are not luxuries. They are tools for uncovering the unconscious and listening to the deeper layers of the psyche. And finally, be patient. Individuation is not a destination. It's a lifelong unfolding. You are not meant to be perfect. You are meant to be whole. And wholeness comes from integrating the light and the dark, the mask and the truth, the fear and the longing. The more you reclaim yourself, the more you create space, real space, for connection, love, and intimacy. Not because you've learned how to impress, but because you've remembered how to be human. So let me ask you, have you ever felt unseen in a relationship? Have you pulled away when someone got too close? Or chased someone who kept their heart behind walls? If this resonated with you, know this. It's not your fault. It's your starting point. Leave a comment below sharing how emotional unavailability has shown up in your life. Your story might help someone else feel seen. And if you're ready to go deeper into Jungian psychology, shadow work, and the healing of the soul, hit that subscribe button, because here, every video is a mirror, every word a step inward. Remember, until you meet your own shadow, you'll keep dancing with it in others. You're not alone. You're awakening.